Hi everyone, this is User1 and this is going to be another episode of OGD Times roleplay server, well RPG server, and this is going to be another promotion video, so I'm sponsored to make this video, just so you know. As you can see, we have Massive showing the 24/7, and as you can see, you do have to pay a massive entrance fee, but all prices are inflated, so I think that's pretty fair. And yeah, you can just get a cell phone, a phone book, and a credit. I don't see the cell phone at first, but eventually I'll see it. But yeah, there's this whole economy, and all money is like massively inflated. It's not necessarily bad, however, because as I said before, this is more of a RPG server where you just mess around with your friends. And I noticed a lot of criticism on my last episode, some people claiming that just because I'm being sponsored that I have a biased opinion. Well, perhaps I speak about the good things about the server, and yes, this is the whole point. This is an advert, but I do only speak about the honest things. So yeah, here you see me trying out the phone system, and you can get a phone number from any player if you just type their ID, and then I just call this random player, and you can see they have the speaker system in there, and the person who I ended up calling was, we'll see in a second. I believe we already seen it, but unfortunately I skipped past it. So yeah. So I asked him if he's staying awesome. Vlen responds with knob. Pretty amazing response there. So yeah, that's really cool that you can basically all normal roleplay features that you would usually expect from your roleplay servers are all here. So if you do want to roleplay still, but you still want to have an option to mess around, that's an option for you. You can definitely do that here. As usual, you should look out for some OGD codes, and I believe in this episode we will be talking more about those codes. So as you can see, Massive is gonna teleport us somewhere else because he really wants to show us more about the server. And this is the dealership. As you can see, it's where Rodeo Hotel is on LSRP. And here I'm looking at animation lists. There's a lot of animations. And I found a Get Jiggy animation, and that's apparently a dancing animation. So Massive decides to give me some money so I can test out the cars. As you can see in the top right corner, he gave me quite a bit of money. He gave me $100 million. Pretty impressive amount of money. So as usual, I go for the premium vehicles, and I found out that some vehicles are locked out for premium users only. Now you know how I feel about this. Obviously, that's debatable. It's generally controversial to lock people out on a roleplay server when there's a factor of in-character. However, this is an RPG server where it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if some people get better cars for donating. In roleplay servers it matters because donators in turn get benefit by paying money for in-character assets. But here there's not much of role-playing going on, so it's not, you can't really metagame on this server in the first place, so you're always talking out of your perspective. And as you can see, there's also a very interesting system that I've never seen before, really. There's this stock system. Now I've seen now there's a specific stock system for each vehicle, which is just, I don't know, I just didn't expect this kind of thing to be there, I guess. It's just that thing that just happened to be there. But yeah, so I bought, as you can see, Uranus for $20 million. And I joke that I bought Uranus. As you can see, the owner is really chill about this, and you gotta respect when the owner is really chill. The car unfortunately spawned in East LS. However, the owner was able to teleport that car here. I'm not so sure why it spawned in East LS, but yes. I do believe you are able to tow a car in one way or another because there are some vehicle options. And as you can see, yeah, there's an option to tow a vehicle. I'm not sure what it does. I guess it tows it to its spawn location. But yeah, As you can see here, we're going through the process of getting the vehicle here, and I gotta admit that, gotta say that it's really important for people to remember that after all it's a game, and this is not a roleplay server. So this is why I say that those premium cars that are listed there, they're completely okay here. They don't impact roleplay experience, because frankly this is not what this server is about. It's not much about developing a specific character through realistic events. It's through having fun with your friends. And right now Massive is gonna show us something that's actually quite fun, and something that you know, it's kind of interesting. Well, first of all, I buy some insurance, as you can see, and I check out all the settings. I try to check as many settings as possible. I found car plate option, and obviously I needed to make a custom license plate, so obviously I picked user one. User one for the win. There you go, guys. I got a custom license plate. And I'll be honest, this is not my kind of server, because, well, frankly, because I don't really have a lot of free time to mess around with friends, unfortunately. I do like to develop my character more, but if this is something that interests you, and I gotta say, this was fun to do. And all I'm saying, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm saying that, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy my experience. Massive is a really cool guy, and he was really fun to hang out with. But the thing is that I just don't have that much free time to play on this. But if this is your cup of cake, and you don't know if this is your cup of cake, and why am I saying cup of cake? That's not even a thing. If this is your cup of tea, and you don't know if this is your cup of tea until you try it, so that's why I'm saying you should try it. Yeah, just join in and see what kind of fun you can have here. So yeah, this is where Massive tells me about Paintball, and this is where I go completely apeshit. So we run up to this marker at the mall where the paintball happens, and Massive begins to explain to me the safe zone, and he shows me the text above, which appears when you are entered inside the safe zone. Now this is great. So if you try to punch someone in the safe zone, it freezes you for 5 seconds, which makes sense because you can't really injure someone in the safe zone, and I don't know why it's not done in most other roleplay servers. Well, I mean, I understand that some roleplay servers have it so that you can't, if crime continues there, then you can't injure them, which makes sense, I guess. So never mind what I just said. But yes, it will clearly state when you're in a safe zone, and that's really convenient for newer players. Also, Massive starts to explain to me that to join paintball, you have to have a gun license, and to also to get a gun license, you need to find a legitimate instructor who is going to be a human person who's gonna be instructing you. You know, he's gonna go instruct you. He's gonna ask you some questions about DM and stuff like that. So you are being instructed, not your character. It's not a roleplay server in that sense. It's an RPG server where you are having fun. It's kind of a weird mixture of that, which is always the way I felt about RPG servers. I feel like you either go all the way out or just do nothing. But I guess, yeah. So I say I want to be instructed, and Massive teleports us to the airport so I can be instructed in peace somewhere where no one is gonna bother us. And I'm really excited for this. So at this point in time, I should probably explain what OG codes are that you may have been seeing in these promotion videos for OG Times. These codes are unique, and you can only use them once on one account. On each account you can only use them once, and they provide a small bonus. So as you can see, these codes that are appearing in front of you are some of the codes that Massive has privately given me to put in this video. And these codes, if you use them for the first time, can only be used once, and these codes will allow you to get a small bonus on their roleplay server. Well, RPG server, I mean. Yes. So this is how you get to them. You type /OG code, and you get it by, well, finding it or doing YouTube videos yourself. You'll get them if you contact Massive if you're a YouTuber. So if you start your own YouTube channel, and if you want to start on OG Times, go ahead and you will be able to get an OG code from Massive himself. as he mentioned. He hasn't mentioned a minimum subscriber limit, so if you even you have 5 subscribers, you can try contacting him. Sure. But yes, main thing to keep in mind is you have to only have one. You can only apply one code per account, which is pretty important thing to note. You can't really have too many codes, like multiple codes per one account, or you can't use one code twice. So that's why when you see this code and you hoping to use it, it's best to go use it as soon as possible, because as soon as someone uses it, no one else can use it. So after that, after getting my license and everything, we were able to join the paintball arena and have some little bit of fun. Obviously, paintball is essentially just a DM game mode, which in itself, there's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely nothing wrong with having a DM game mode, especially when you label it as a paintball. And in fact, I wish some roleplay servers would in fact do something sort of similar to this, like have a DM playground role played as a paintball. Obviously in paintball you have different roles. In paintball, like, you get shot once and you're out, but still I wish something similar to this could be made in some kind of roleplay server, and I've never seen it implemented in a roleplay server, well, outside from this I suppose, but this is an RPG server where you could have a lot of different activities. And obviously I am not very good at shooting people. But yes, it's a way you can relax, a way you can just have fun with people, and you can't say that that's a bad thing by any means, especially until you try it. I mean, obviously there's gonna be issues with the server, and but as far as I could tell, this ran really smoothly, and I didn't notice any issues. All shootouts felt really fair. The server seems to be performing really well. The only minor complaint I could make is that the spawns are a little bit unfair. You can have several enemies spawning on each other, like you can have right there. However, the game mode in general was really interesting. I didn't feel like there was any significant lag or any significant exploit to use. The amount of weapons that are given to you really employed all kinds of different strategies. Like, I don't think I've ever seen any DM server where they allowed you to use a spray can as a weapon. You can use grenades, you can use all kinds of weapons, and it's really interesting. The default weapon system, if they had changed that to be more realistic, then that would really bring a lot of people in. But aside from that, this is a really solid activity that you cannot do with your friends, and I can see the appeal in that. So yeah, like I said, with everything else, you should try it out before judging. Thanks for watching. I hope you check out OG-times server. The link is in the description below. Make sure you have installed SAMP to use it. And this is a sponsored video. Once again, I hope you have found the OG codes that are gonna help you start up. There were 10 OG codes in this video that you can find, and hope you had a great summer. Stay awesome.
Get rich and get everybody nice and teach them how to